Welcome back once more to WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show. Don't forget, there are 3 ways you can reach the manager with your questions. You can tweet him, you can send him an email, or you can check out that Yes Network Facebook page and drop him a line there. Joe, let's get right to the action and the questions for this week. At NYYJTR2 via Twitter writes, how do you communicate with Tony Pena after you've been ejected? Or does he just make the calls himself?
For the most part, they make the calls themselves. And I'll just leave it at that. But sometimes I have a little influence on it.
And overall, you try not to get ejected. That's the name of the game, right?
Yeah. I didn't do so well last Monday, but and I'm still trying to get my voice back as we speak. But there's ways to communicate. Here's
the funny thing. You said with the new replay system, you thought this was probably going to take away a lot of getting thrown out, and you were happy because your wallet would also be a little bit happier. But this one got you.
Well, 1 in 35 games is not too bad.
Not terrible.
Not bad. So, yeah, this one got me. It's really about the only thing that you can argue anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm still a big fan of replay because I think it keeps managers a little cooler.
I think there are some people that secretly enjoyed that argument,
yeah, I'm
too.
sure.
All right. Diana via email writes, what do you guys do on those long plane rides from the West Coast and to the West Coast?
Guys do a lot of different things. They watch movies. They play some cards. Sometimes I do the scouting reports for the next series. Sometimes you catch a nap. There's a lot of different things. You sit around and talk. Really not a whole lot. You just try to waste the time.
After big wins, do guys ever get a little rowdy on the plane?
You know, not really. Our plane is pretty quiet for the most part, so I don't really ever hear a lot.
Diane Rotella writes via Facebook, if an umpire has numerous challenges overturned, does he get, quote, penalized? Not so much money-wise, but will he get suspended a game or go back to umpire classes?
I don't think they'll be suspended. I think that, you know, how they do during the course of the year determines if they get to work in the playoffs. And that's really their reward or penalty in a sense. So that's basically what they have to deal with.
Stangalese 52 writes via Twitter, do you see Warren staying in the bullpen for the foreseeable future? He's looked really good there so far.
I do right now. Who knows what's going to happen and what will happen in the future, but he's been great in our bullpen, and he's been one of the constants. And the one thing that you want to have is you want to have a bullpen that gives you a chance to win every night. And these guys are really interchangeable. When you start looking at Kelly and Warren, and Betances is starting to step up, where if you don't have one night, you can use the other 2. And sometimes you can get more than 2 innings out of them, and that helps a lot.
Well, we'll see exactly how that bullpen fares this week. They have the Mets, the Pirates, and then they head to Chicago. But for now, that's going to do it for this edition of WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show. For Joe Girardi, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. We'll see you next week.